What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? It is I'm Jay. We're here with a coffee Q&A, and Hotel Week continues with more coffees from hotels that I visited over the past year. And so I've got a bunch of hotel coffees that I've kept because I thought, I'll make videos about them. And I was going to make individual videos, but then I thought, now that we're doing these more regular live streams, why don't we do them all as part of this live stream, and we can talk about the different flavors and brewing techniques and all that while we go along. So, how y'all doing? It is Thursday, August 31st. We did not have yesterday's show, so sorry if you're trying to tune in and miss this, but my aunt had to go to the hospital and had some surgery, so I was there pretty much from 5 a.m. until 8 p.m. last night. So it was a long day, but everything turned out well. So she's doing all right. What else been going on? So weather's a little bit cool today, about 65 degrees right now, and feels a little bit chilly for the last day of August. I don't know. I wish there was some kind of happy medium here in Maryland, right? In Baltimore, it's either hot and humid or kind of chilly. And you're like, oh, how about this how about 82, 83 low humidity? How about like a month or 3 months of that? That would be ideal. But anyway, today's coffee is something that I picked up at a place called the Henry. And the Henry is a chain of is a small chain of hotels in the Philippines that actually a cousin of mine owns. And, he started this chain, he started this hotel, but with one hotel, and he's slowly been growing. I think they have 4 locations now, and he's always been like, "Hey, why don't you stay at one of the hotels?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not really in a place where I can." And so finally, I was heading to Dumaguete, which is in the middle of the country, in the central part of the Philippine Islands, and he's a place there. He's a place, the Henry Resort, and I flew there, and I was just going to stay a night because I needed to go to Bacolod on the other side of Negros Island the next day to go visit with Tomas and Bombi from Coffee Culture. And so I get to the hotel, and it's a resort. It's like on the beach, not directly on the beach because they put a road in, but wow, this place was super stunning. I was supposed to meet up with someone and hang out, and I just called that person. I said, "Hey, I got so much going on, I can't make it." And because really the place was so gorgeous, so comfortable that I just wanted to decompress and chill. At that point, I'd been on the road for like over 2.5 weeks. So I was like, I just need a night to chill and just lie in the pool, have a cigar and a drink under the veranda. Oh, beautiful. Anyway, this is the coffee they serve in the hotel. This is a coffee that they call our own coffee. And it's actually, if you look closely here, it's manufactured or roasted by a company called Henry and Sons. Now, Henry and Sons and the Henry are 2 unrelated companies. So I know the owners of Henry and Sons as well, and they have a whole separate operation. Now, Henry and Sons is this old company in the Philippines. They've been importing coffees from around the world for generations. And the newest generation, Michael Conlon, who is a recent Philippine barista champion, he's kind of taking over the reins from his father and, bringing them into a new level of specialty coffee, right? And so they've kind of teamed up and they've created this coffee here that is, they call it our own coffee. Nice things, they put the amount, 16 grams of ground coffee, which serves 2 cups. So, okay, cool, 8 grams so 4-ounce cups. And then they have a little slogan, "Mornings are bullies, fight back." Oh, that's cute. That's cute. And then here we have some manufacturing dates, 6th of March, 2023. So when I picked this up was early June 2023. So only about a couple months between the time that it was manufactured and the time that it was delivered to and placed in the rooms. Expiration date of March 2024. So as you can see, most companies will put 1-year expiration dates or sell-by dates. So pretty much that's kind of industry practice. So like I said in the past, if you go to places and you find coffees and they only have a a use by date, sell by date, that's typically 1 year from the time that they actually roasted it. Starbucks does this, and most companies do that. All right, so let's have a look at what we need to look at. Let's see. There's a tear here. Let's see what's inside. Oh, it is pure ground coffee. Look at that. That's a surprise. In the rooms themselves, they actually provide. I don't know why I'm saying a surprise, but I just don't quite remember. In the rooms themselves, they actually provide you with a brewer, and I do believe they use a French press brewer. So we're going to use this French press to make our coffee today to see what it's like. And yeah, actually, it's a nicely looking roasted coffee, right? Like kind of on the light side. Let me put this into. We're going to put this into our French press. Let me just do a couple things here to get it ready. I'm going to take the beaker out of it just for this quick measurement part here. So we're going to zero our scale can be wonky, which is why I normally turn off and on. All right, so we've got 0 here. We're going to double check the measurement. So 17 grams, great. Now, as you know, for 17 grams, let's see that there's 17. Yeah, okay. We'll just say it's 16, just to make it easy. But as you know, that's when we put in 8 ounces of water, because it's 2 grams for every finished ounce, right? So 8 ounces, 16 grams, or you can just divide it the other way around. It all depends on how you want to approach it. Now, of course, this coffee, looking at it, it's fairly fine for what I would consider for French press coffee. And I'm wondering, like, did they decide to go with this finer grind for French press because they wanted to get more extraction out of the coffee? So, but let's have a look and see what a little bit stuffiness. Again, all of this air conditioning is just kind of like playing around with me. A little bit, I don't really get much out of that, to be honest. That could just be the nose. All right, let's get to it. We're going to zero this out again. We're going to set our timer for 4 minutes to get maximum extraction out of it. And then we're going to add a little bit of hot water. Let's go to... Okay, first of all, we need to figure out how much is 8 ounces. Yesterday we were talking, or the other day we were talking about... Let me find out. Sometimes it's the conversion from metric to imperial that catches me. So 8 ounces to milliliters. So 236 milliliters will be where we're going to be targeting. 236, 240. All right, let's begin. Let's give it a try. Again, if you got any questions, drop them in the comments. Happy to answer them. We want to make sure that we saturate all of this. Pull that a little bit forward there, a little bit easier for you. So 82, that's giving us our saturation level. Now we're just going to go ahead and wait a few moments, about 30 seconds, just in case there's any kind of blooming or any kind of whatever happening. And then we're going to add the rest of our volume to 240. Still can't seem to solve this issue of the glare. That's better. Oh yeah, it's okay. Now let's go. We're just going to be a little bit aggressive, make sure that we get all of the grounds saturated. 239, there we go, 239. All right, so that's the nice thing about the French press. Once you've added the water, you really don't need to do anything. I can just take this beaker now, and I'm going to place it into its frame, and then I'm going to take the top and put it on top. Now, I don't know if you can hear that truck rolling by, but anyway, so when you place the cap back on, I like to separate the plunger from the top of the cap, because this lip here kind of can get it. They can, when they put them together, they can kind of fall in, and it changes the geometry of everything, and so it makes it more difficult to actually insert this in. So I just always put a little bit there, and then let it sit. And I'm also going to make sure that the strainer is oriented with the pouring spout. Now you can leave it open, right? I like to just bring it closed, just laying the plunger right on top of the grinds, just to keep it a little bit submerged. And that's pretty much it. You just kind of put it down. I'm going to put that on our scale and just wait. We're going to wait for the 4 minutes to totally fly by. Yeah, brewing with the French press is something that I actually really like. It's very simple. And then it also allows you to do other things like attend to your breakfast, attend to making your cereal, attend to, I don't know, watching more videos on the internet. It doesn't require full attention all the time like other brewing methods do. Now, one of the things that you may or may not like with French press is that because it's a metal mesh filter, as opposed to paper, it does, or even cloth, it doesn't filter out all of the minor sediments as well as the essential oils of the coffee. So you'll typically see oils floating on top, like little layers, well, not like huge goblets, but just a little bit of oiliness. And then you'll also find that the brew looks cloudier because there's actually more particulate matter inside the coffee that's typically filtered out with paper filters. That can give a little more body, and also, so some people like that. Some people like a little bit more richness in the coffee, a little bit more fullness, but some people don't, right? Another thing that could be, well, you also have to, if you're a drink to the last drop kind of person, French press may not be the right one because because that minor sediment is still suspended in the liquid. During the time that you're drinking, it's actually precipitating out of solution, right? So it's falling down to the bottom of the cup, and so typically you won't finish the last maybe, I don't know, quarter of an ounce because that's going to be fully laden with this particulate matter. All right, so now here we are. We've got that with a ton of that, and basically all you have to do is take the plunger, and I've already got it pretty low, and just press down. And don't press too hard, just press real lightly. It'll give you some resistance typically, and then there it is. That's it. So you can kind of see here. You probably can't see it too well, but it is a little bit cloudier. Just going to pour that in there. Now, it does say on the package 16 grams. Oops, 16 grams and 2 cups. Presuming that some places like your Mr. Coffees and all that, a lot of coffee related stuff will measure a cup as being 4 ounces instead of 8 as a standard imperial metric or imperial standard cup is. A lot of coffee, like that's why you out of a 64 ounce or 48 ounce Mr. Coffee, you can get 12 cups. It's not 12 cups, it's 48. So that's 4 ounces. So anyway. So the nice thing about they do say 2 cups, and you can get 2 cups at a gold cup type of brew ratio, 2 grams for every finished ounce. Okay, so let's have a taste. So I would expect this has proper brew to coffee to water ratio. Oh. It's definitely light roasted, so it's definitely accentuating the brightness and the acidic notes, some tropical fruit notes. This is a coffee that's very much in line with typical current specialty coffee mores, where they like to have bright tropically coffee. Not necessarily the coffee that I prefer to drink. I like a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more Maillard reaction development. I like a little bit more of that depth and complexity. It's very bright. Man, it's very bright. Now, while it's bright, and if you're an IPA kind of beer drinker, your chances are you are a very bright coffee lover. If that's your bag, man, this is good. This is very good. This is, especially for a hotel coffee, it's like, wow, that's really surprising. But if you're more in line with like, more of chocolatiness and sweetness and development and body, this will not be to your taste. On a personal level, it's not really to my taste, but I can see that this is actually quite nicely done. Unlike some of the other coffees we've tried so far this week that has more muddy, more dirty, more like CBD type of damage kind of to their coffee, or maybe not the highest grade of coffee, this is definitely better quality on the quality scale than those. I mean, I can't say it's bad. There's a little bit of bitterness on the finish, especially towards the back, towards my throat. But pretty good. For hotel coffee, so far, the best one we've had so far, which may not necessarily be a heavy task because, we've had some pretty basic hotel coffees. All right, I guess that's good. Not too many questions today, so I guess we can move on. It's a nice day here in Baltimore. I think I'm going to try to get out there and enjoy some of it. It's supposed to be up to 80, so hopefully that'll be just the right kind of weather. I can languish around. Also, if you're interested in more live streams, the Coffee and Cigars live stream that I host every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern will be today or a little bit later. And that starts at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Ono Live channel. That's ONOLIVE, different than this channel. So we put all of our coffee and cigar content on a separate channel just in case there's any kind of issues. And so if you're interested in hanging out and talking, please come and join us. And that's it for today. Back again tomorrow with the last day of Hotel Week, where we're going to be getting into, I guess, more Hawaiian coffees. We've got some more coffees from Hawaii, and we're going to be doing a head-to-head with this other one to see how that goes. So that'll be a little bit more involved. And we've got a little bit more package of this so we can make, hopefully, proper brew strength. All right. So until tomorrow, thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below. And suggestions for future videos, let me know as well. Love to hear from you. And until tomorrow, see you next time.